What's going on, guys? This is Day Trader Insight. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what my thoughts are on the market, the moves I made today. I had to work today, so I didn't get to be as active as I normally would be. I made way less money than I normally would have made on a day like today. So let's start it off with, I had every intention of getting up at 4 a.m. so I could be looking for a re-entry point on my Sofi, and then to get out of that ARKG. I hated that move. And then to look for any other moves, and I ended up, forgetting to set the alarm that early, so I missed the $13 price target re-entry on Sofi, and I think it's very funny that that happened overnight, because I think everybody was looking for a $13 re-entry on Sofi. So I ended up re-entering Sofi at around 13.48 around market open today, and then I sold those calls a bit later. Sofi rebounded a little bit and didn't lose much at all on those. So I ended up capturing some nice profit on those Sofi shares. Now, if I wasn't working today, I would have sold the Sofi shares again on the bounce and then sat in cash, right? If I wasn't working, I'd be sitting in cash right now, or at least not have a full Sofi position, because I could very easily buy the breakout or buy after a breakdown, right? So the market, it's a game of scenarios, right? We do have economic data coming this week that's going to kind of dictate things. We also have the 10-year bond yield, which is pushed up a little bit more, which is a little bit concerning. But we've got this economic data, and we're looking for a push in either direction. Bitcoin is, I bought the bounce today on Bitcoin down at like 86,000, because I thought it would bounce there, and it certainly did. So I did buy that. So Bitcoin's showing some strength where it's rebounded back up real nice, but it didn't break out yet. It needs to break above like 95 and a half. Break above 90 and a half or 91. And then there's a lot of other names which topped out today that hadn't topped out yet yesterday. So I do think we see consolidation. I think it would be actually kind of healthy if we got some poor economic data. We consolidated for maybe another 5 to 10 trading days, and then we saw another leg up, another strong leg, and broke out of these highs that we kind of hit in the last week. I do think that would actually be healthy, but maybe the data will be really good. So another scenario is we just find an excuse to rip higher, whether it's the data or some kind of economic or world news event that's announced. Maybe we'll be able to rip higher real quick. I think long term it would be more bearish if we do rip higher more quickly. So I am hoping for some nice consolidation, and I'm positioning myself for that. In regards to other positions other than Sofi and Bitcoin, I did trim that ARKG. I think that was a terrible call. Nobody likes genomics. The sentiment is trash. I hate it. The setup was okay because it had a slightly bullish close, but the moment that it started losing that steam in after hours and pre-market trading, I sold almost the whole position because I could see where it was going to go, right? And I saw sentiment across the board was bad, and so if sentiments across the board is bad, nobody is going to be buying the genomics, ARK ETF, right? So totally trash that. I'll probably never trade that again. I never traded it before in my life, but I think there's much better opportunities out there. It's just a bad call. The only other thing I traded today was the Honest Company. So I traded that maybe a month ago. I traded it a few times when I was off for a week, and I did pretty well trading that. And I saw they had earnings today. I made a gamble based on the chart because I do feel like the price can rebound to the high 6s, low 7s. So I saw a scenario where if earnings were very good and the market found an excuse to pump the stock, it could go to like 6.8 tomorrow. So I said, you know what? It was at like 4.65 at one point in intraday trading today. I was like, let me buy some $2.50 calls that expire in December. Let me buy some of those. That way, if the stock is trash or earnings are trash and the stock gets vaporized, I won't lose a ton. Right, and I could just let them go or sell them for almost nothing, but I wouldn't lose as much as if the stock suddenly had some horrible thing and blew up, right? So I did that, and then I also bought some shares, and I'm glad I did that because it looks like earnings were pretty good. I I certainly saw they beat revenue. I did not listen to the earnings call yet. I'm going to listen to that later, and then I'm going to look at how they perform in after hours and overnight trading, and maybe look to make a move on them at like 4 a.m. tomorrow, depending on how they're looking. But I'm happy with the size of the position I have on that. If it does end up selling off, again, I haven't listened to the earnings call, so I need to do that. But if it does end up selling off from here and not trending up towards the mid fives, high fives, low sixes, high sixes, then we'll see. I may just keep that bag because it does seem like the company overall, the fundamentals are trending in the right direction, and I do think at some point, you'll get that pump, right? You'll get that pump. So that was the only other move I made today. Anyway, I hope you all made some good money today. Good luck to you the rest of the week.